Hi everybody, Allison Garner here from Thoughtly. We do executive coaching, leadership development, and business consulting. I'd love to begin with how do we define it? Because I think there's this misnomer that resilience is about our ability to white knuckle our way through life or just kind of grit our teeth and get through something. And I'm not going to say that it isn't that, but it kind of misses the foundation. And the foundation is in order to be able to do any of those things, we have to recharge and reboot ourselves energetically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. We have to be able to resource ourselves so that we can expand and build our capacity to be with more things. And so yes, there will be times that white knuckling can be a sign of resilience, but in order to be able to do that, I've got to build my foundation. I've got to get enough sleep. I've got to get enough to eat and enough to drink, right? All of the basic things that humans need. The latest research on if we were to prioritize or what's the most important thing when it comes to resilience, there's an article in Harvard Business Review, and it's called The Secret to Building Resilience. They talk about what they're finding, and again, this is just some research. It's not all of research, but almost all research on resilience connects our support networks to our ability to withstand tough times. We know belonging is a basic human need. We know that having people who support us is absolutely critical if we're going through really difficult situations. So it's not surprising. What I found surprising is that this latest research by Harvard shows that it shows the highest correlation with resilience. And what this article talks about is it uses the analogy of a doctor, a real doctor, who was responsible for running a hospital during COVID, and how he was able to do that, and how he was able to make it through. And obviously all of the tenets of resilience come through, right? He had to take good care of himself, he had to sleep and eat and do all the things, but what he really found to be the most impactful was his connections to others who supported him. And based on interviews that Harvard is now doing with people around resilience, these are the 8 things that they're saying are the outcomes of having really strong support networks. So they help us shift work or manage surges. So you can imagine during COVID, that's really important. Even though we're not in a pandemic crisis right now, we still have surges in our workflow, I suspect. It helps us make sense of people or politics in a given situation. Sometimes I need someone to kind of check my feet. So if I'm making something super significant, somebody else can kind of bring me back down and be like, actually, it's not that big a deal. Here's how we could look at it or reframe it. It helps us find confidence to push back and self-advocate. We all have those friends that encourage us to ask for what we want. They help us see a path forward, right? So if you're really lost or you're stuck somewhere, sometimes somebody can come up beside you and say, here, let's go this way. It provides empathic support so we can release negative emotions. Super important. There are times when we have to feel them and then release them. This is my favorite one. Help us laugh at ourselves and the situation, because we all have that friend that we can just kind of saddle up next to and make some kind of a cynical remark and we'll both laugh at it. Remember that we're, sometimes rule number 6 is don't take yourself so damn seriously. Have you ever heard that story? Remind us of the purpose or meaning in our work. Again, bringing us back to why are we here? What are we actually doing? What's it all for? And then the last is broadening us as individuals so we maintain perspective when setbacks happen. When I feel like the sky is falling, I can have somebody support me to see that, things aren't as bad as maybe I make them out to be. Connections are important. The people you surround yourself with are important. Asking for help is super important. It's something even I will advocate all the time, and it's really hard for me to do too. However, I am better off and stronger and can withstand and endure a whole lot more now because of the supports and the people that I have in my life. We would love to have you join our community. Please go to the website. You'll find the information below. And we now have opened up our group programs for registration. So if you want to know more about that, I would love to hear from you. You're able to email me. You can find all that information below. We're starting up this fall, so love to see you in there.